but for the fact that they decided to pave over it in the first place, it's a rude awakening. And then when you find out that it's an African burial ground, it gives perspective as to possibly why, and it's just blatant disregard.
It impacts me personally because I still have yet to find out who I am. I know where my mother is from. I know my father is from South Carolina. I've tried doing research and tracing back my history, but I only got to a certain point. Now I'm thinking about others who may be trying to trace back their history as well, and what if they're led here?
You got to hurry, 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 we'll keep in touch with the Son of God. You got to hurry, 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 because the time is drawing near.
If you could imagine having absolute power over an individual, that you could do anything, that there would be no legal liability, no moral liability because of the abuses and the treatment of African Americans and African descended people as subhuman.
How must it have been when everything that makes you who you are, your very essence, is systematically and systemically legislated away, raped away, beaten away, lynched away, castrated away, sold away?
Richmond was really second only to New Orleans as a center for the movement of slaves from the upper South, states like Virginia and Maryland, to the lower southern states. So Richmond was really kind of a critical junction in that slave trade. And within Richmond, it was the Shockoe Bottom neighborhood that really saw the greatest concentration of this activity. So we're really at what you could say is ground zero of the slave trade in Richmond and in Virginia.
The cemetery in Richmond appears to be the earliest sort of municipal cemetery for enslaved Africans and African Americans in Richmond.
To my understanding, the person who discovered it with real intent, I would say, would be Elizabeth Camborian. Elizabeth really wanted to trace exactly as she could correlate that original map to contemporary maps as she could. And so her research focused on looking at that map and then overlaying every subsequent map she could get her hands on.
Well, I think about 3 or 4 months ago, I was tasked with this investigation of the Negro burial ground. My task was to first confirm its presence with documentary evidence and try to locate it on the current landscape.
The report estimated that the cemetery was under a portion of an 1810 map covered by the label or inscription, burial ground for Negroes. But that is not likely to represent the full extent of the cemetery.
As a former city council person, I was fighting to get the city to secure that property there and possibly purchase it and explore the possibility of making that a place that we could use as to memorialize.
The burial of the dead, or some form of funerary practice, is unique to human beings. No other species of animal does this, and we've been doing it since Neanderthal.
Here I am, and all of us standing on asphalt that is between us and our people. And it is a desecration to their memories to have this as a parking lot paved over. We should tear it up. We shouldn't be going through these machinations of trying to be nice. Those are our people in that ground. It's a desecration to our people, and that should make us mad as hell. And we should march on VCU and close VCU down until they take every car off there, until they dig that up and they give us the deed and say, here. That's what we should be doing.